Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Cinema. I am Money Mike, and Saturday is the moment we've been building to all year, John Cena's final match. Ladies and gentlemen, the Farewell Tour is about to wrap up, and after this, we truly won't see John Cena anymore. And I will have my thoughts on the farewell tour in general on Sunday, as I'll give my thoughts on the full farewell tour, especially given John Cena's recent comments in interviews that he's been doing lately. So, yeah, there's a lot to talk about and break down in terms of his farewell tour, what we saw, and what John Cena has said in interviews about what could have been. So, you guys know I was at WrestleMania. I got to see John Cena make history and become a 17-time champion, world champion in person at WrestleMania. And I'm just going to ignore Travis Scott. But in terms of wrestling history, John Cena won his 17th title, and I can say that I was there for it. And now, Saturday night's main event. This is it. John Cena's final match against Gunther, but we do have other matches on the card. It is a 4-match card. I wish, John Cena talked about NXT talent wanting to be on this show, and I wish they would have built this up to like a 6 or 7-match card to include more NXT talent. I would have loved to have seen them put more on there, like a Ricky Saints. What about your NXT Women's Champion, JC Jane? Fallon Henley. Like, it's one of those things where I feel like, to me, it's they very, very much could have spotlighted more NXT talent, and I wish they did. But as always, 4-match card. So let's break down my predictions for this show. And again, I produce weekly wrestling content here on this channel. So go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. And you can join me post WWE John Cena moving forward into 2026 and beyond here on this channel. So, first match on the card, Bayley against Ruca. And it is interesting to me. I just brought up JC Jane. It's interesting that Ruca is the lone female NXT representative, but not your NXT champion. I just find that interesting to me. The fact that she's a 2-time NXT champion, we saw her kind of feud with Rhea Ripley, Tiffany Stratton, earlier in the year when they did the whole NXT Homecoming show. So it is interesting that they didn't maybe do something else with that, like maybe Rhea and Io against Fatal Attraction, or Influence. Fatal Influence, but yeah, either way, I still think this is a good spot for Ruca. I think this is a very good representation of the future for Ruca. I think she's definitely going to be probably the next NXT Women's Champion. Probably a stand and deliver. To have the vote of confidence to face Bayley, I think that is huge for Ruca. And yeah, I kind of torn in this match. I think Ruca is going to put on a good show. I'm not going to say this is the show stealer, but I do think that Bayley will win. But the main roster audience who doesn't watch NXT is going to get a taste of the future with Ruca, and I think they're going to be very impressed with what they see. Speaking of show stealers, this right here is going to steal the show. I would open the show with this match. You have AJ Styles, Dragon Lee defending the World Tag Team titles against Javon Evans and Leon Slater. Leon Slater is a TNA talent. So we got a TNA talent here on this card. Says a lot about what I think the WWE thinks of Leon Slater. But it's one of those things where this is going to be the show stealer on the card. Probably the best match of the card. We've seen the WWE start taking the Raw Tag Team division more seriously. You know, we have the Usos, the New Day joining the division. AJ Styles, Dragon Lee just faced the War Raiders. I think they're trying to use a formula that worked for SmackDown last year going into this year. So it's good they're finally building up this Raw tag team division, and it will be a great showcase. And also, having AJ Styles on this card makes perfect sense for this being John Cena's final match. But yeah, they're not going to win. The fact that this is for the tag team titles just says that Javon Evans and Leon Slater is not going to win. So AJ Styles, Dragon Lee will retain the championship, but I can guarantee you we will all be talking about this match after this show. Next up, we have the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes going up against Oba Femi, and oh my goodness, I am torn on this match. Because is WWE going to let Cody Rhodes lose? Now, here's the thing. I don't want to see no shenanigans with Drew McIntyre. Save that for SmackDown next week. I want to see straight up Cody versus Oba Femi. Now, for me, if Oba Femi didn't win the NXT Championship, I would have been completely okay with Cody versus Ricky Saints. And then the idea maybe Drew McIntyre facing Oba Femi. Like, you know, Drew McIntyre, you know, wants a match against Cody Rhodes. Well, the winner of Oba Femi, Ricky Saints, faced Cody Rhodes. So I thought it would have been interesting if Ricky Saints or if Drew McIntyre faced the loser of this match. And we got Cody versus Ricky, and then Oba Femi versus Drew McIntyre. But I don't know. That's just me fantasy booking. But yeah, Cody Rhodes, Oba Femi. This here is going to be something that if you don't watch NXT, Oba Femi is a name I need you to remember. This is a future star in the making. And I think Cody Rhodes is going to make Oba Femi look good. I honestly think Oba Femi should win this match. He should absolutely beat Cody Rhodes. Yes, Cody Rhodes is your face of the company. Yes, he's your WWE champion. But you know what? You look at the size of Oba Femi. I think it's perfectly realistic for Cody to lose to Oba Femi. Now, do I think that WWE will do that? No, I think Cody Rhodes will win. I think that's my official prediction. But again, I do think that WWE should consider Oba Femi winning over Cody to build up to his potential Royal Rumble main roster call-up or whatever. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've been building to. The Last Time Is Now tournament is over. Gunther, who retired Goldberg, will now have the opportunity to make John Cena do the one thing he has said he will never do in his career, and that is give up. Now, John Cena has tapped out 4 times before previously. 2 times to Kurt Angle, by the way. But are we going to see John Cena tap out? Is he going to pass out? That's what I'm kind of curious of. I think John Cena is going to put on a great last match with Gunther. I think he's the perfect opponent. And he's the perfect heel character that would have faced a prime John Cena in the early 2010s. So this is a perfect final match. Now, would we have liked somebody else? Sure, but you know, Triple H has this obsession with Gunther potentially being the new Legend Killer. So I think we should maybe pencil in Gunther to be AJ Styles' last opponent next year. But either way, Gunther will win. He will beat John Cena in his final match. And again, whether or not it's a tap out or a pass out, I think Gunther will win. And then post show, because this is on Peacock, we will get a big farewell for John Cena because, again, he does not have any Monday Night Raw appearance, no Friday Night SmackDown appearance, no WWE appearance scheduled after this. So I would have to imagine that this will be a big post match celebration for John Cena, him giving his final farewell to the WWE Universe. But let me know in the comments below, guys, who do you think will win as Saturday night's main event? Did you want to see more matches, more NXT talent featured? Let me know in the comments below. I've been your host, Money Mike, and you've been watching Ringside Cinema.